there is a lot of drama in the community about Big Dong Zhong. Now, I made a video saying, you know what, he's better than people are saying, because if you use him as a support and you throw some HP artifacts on him and stuff, he does his job. He keeps your team safe, he shields you, he can stun people. He is what it is. I never expected him to be my main DPS, and I never built him like that. But I can imagine a lot of people wanted to yeet around with Zhongli and dominate everything. Just like they would with D-Luke, or maybe they wanted someone like Venti that could suck everyone up. They wanted Zhongli to be super, super strong. And unfortunately, he isn't. And I agree. He's not this hyper carry that I kind of hoped he would be, and most people hoped he would be. He's just a support. He's kind of like Mona. I throw her on the field for a little bit, I throw some abilities, and then I put him away. And I wish it wasn't the case, but his ratios aren't great. And if you want more context on that, Jinx and Tuner make some of the best content on YouTube. They are very thorough with their testing. Their math is incredible. They've done stuff with Monster Hunter World back in the day. I used to make videos on Monster Hunter World, and I would watch their videos because they were so brilliant. And they're doing the exact same with Genshin. Some of their information here is the best in the community. And so after watching their videos and them playing with it and them testing it, it's pretty obvious that Zhongli doesn't have the best scaling. But that's not even the main reason why people are upset. Even if you look at their videos, even if you play around and you look at the scaling and you realize, he doesn't seem to be doing as much damage as other people. The big issue that a lot of people are complaining about, and you can see it here on Reddit. This is just 2 of the posts. This is just on the front page right now. There's been posts all week. Zhongli sucks. Zhongli has too much value in his constellations. People are saying, Zhongli kind of sucks, but the big one is Zhongli's constellations are too OP. It seems like you need too many constellations for him to be good. His first one gives you a second pillar? What? His next one, when you use your ultimate, it also gives you a shield? What? That's super good. His shield is already good, but now you get a shield just for pressing Q? What? And now it's going to increase the AoE and the duration by 2 seconds? The base duration is like 3 seconds. So this isn't double, but 2 extra seconds? Even leveling your ability up to like level 8 or 9, it only brings you to like 3.8 seconds. So to get 2 seconds for his constellation, like that's a lot of value. And then his fourth one is like, oh my god, everyone's C6 is good, but now there's adding a heal in. So he's got multiple shields that can have pretty much 100 uptime, like 100%. And then they're adding heal on. Like, it's impossible to die. It's like, it would be very difficult to die if you have a built-out Zhongli. And so, it comes into question, is like, MiHoYo gonna always make their constellations so busted? If you look at D-Luke, obviously, D-Luke at C6 is one of the best, if not best, DPS dealers in the game. But his first constellation is 15% more damage to enemies whose HP is above 50%. That's good. That's awesome. And the second one, you get some damage and attack speed when you take damage, but he's not getting a whole extra ability. He's not getting an extra, like, shield thrown in, part of his kit thrown in, because he got C2. And this is the thing I complained about with Klee. And like, everyone, I said Klee sucked. But that was one of the main reasons why. It was like, why does her C4 give you 555% damage? Like, that's a whole ultimate of extra damage just built in right at the end. And I complained about that, and I said, I don't feel like Klee's very free-to-play friendly. She's clunky, I don't like her. It didn't mean her damage was terrible, but it just seemed a little sus that she's getting so much value. And so I'm looking at Zhongli's, and you're looking at this, and people are angry because, well, what if they keep doing this? What if every 5-star is kind of average, and then their C6 is nuts? And and that's why, honestly, if you look at Zhongli, there's some 4-star supports that if you had like Sucrose at C6, or if you had Xingqiu at C6, I would use them over Zhongli. And that's part of the thing here, is like, these constellations are so valuable. But getting Primo Gems is so scarce. It's very hard to max out a character and get all their constellations. It's very, very difficult, if not impossible, for most free-to-play players, unless you completely wail on a banner with every gem you've ever earned, right? And so you've got this Zhongli, he's a little underwhelming, and then you see how good he could be if you spent a bunch of money, and it just feels kind of cheap. It kind of feels like bait. It feels like the hype around the 5-star character gets diminished, and I really hope this doesn't become a trend long term. If you get a 5-star, you want to feel good about it. And I feel like a lot of people got Zhongli, maybe because they were wishing for Razor, they wanted Xinyan, they get Zhongli, they try him out, and they're like, this guy's trash! What the? Now, as I said before, you can chain ultimates, you can stun people, you can pop shields. He's very safe overall. He can generate energy passively for your team. He's not awful, but he leaves a little bit to be desired. And if you wanted him as a main DPS, I think you might be a little disappointed, unfortunately. He can work, absolutely, and if you build him out, I mean, I'm leveling him up, I'm getting him ready to go, so he's going to hit hard, and he's going to have lots of HP, but I get why people are tilted. And I hope MiHoYo realizes that if you put too much value in those constellations and you limit these 5-star characters, no one's going to wish for them, period, because a lot of people are free to play. They know they're only going to get one, so if you don't make their base super, super good, no one's going to wish on it. They're just not even going to touch that banner with their free gems. They're just going to avoid that character. And people that are light spenders that maybe spend on the Welkin Moon, they're not going to do it either. The majority of the player base is just going to go, screw this person, I'm skipping. And so they need to make an adjustment. They need to make their 5 stars strong at the start, and they can add stuff for sure, but that's the way I view it, and I really do understand why people are tilted about this character. If you did get him, if you are annoyed, my only suggestion is get some energy recharge, right? Maybe you've got the like a Favonia's Lance or something like that. Get some energy recharge and spam his Q ability. And that's at least some saving grace. You can get some shields, you can spam this, and you can make him a good support for your team, a safe support, but this is a problem. I think a lot of the drama here could be avoided if they just improved the rates or improved the amount of Primo Gems you can earn. After you've done your quests, after you've done most of the main chests and Animoculus, the economy of Primo Gems slows to a grinding halt other than the Spiral Abyss and dailies. And so if you do get a character that maybe you don't like, you don't feel is really strong, it can feel like a pretty big blow to your account because you've used your pity up getting a character that you might not love. Maybe you don't like their kit or they just aren't that strong. And even with the 4 stars, right? If you're going and you're wishing on a banner and you're getting the wrong 4 stars, the one you don't want, maybe you wanted Diona and you just couldn't get her. That feels terrible because replacing those Primo Gems is almost impossible. And so when you make a weak character and people are getting that character, it's very frustrating, but also there's no way to like come back from it. Most people aren't going to get constellations. They're not going to get those things that do make the character super good.